Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Midnight Assassin 2003 here, and today we're doing World of Warships again. This time we're going to be doing the German ships. So far I have four: the V-25 Kohlberg, Karscheline, and I think and then the Dresden. So we're going to be testing out these ships, and I'm going to give you guys a review on these vessels as well. Sort of like what I did the last time, a little bit. But also, today is September 2nd, so that means that basically school for every elementary kids are going into preschool, and high school students and university, so on, are going back to school tomorrow, so summer break is over, and it sucks, but it's been fun. So anyway, I thought that I was going to do a video just kind of at the end of summer. Also, if you guys do look at my online ID, it has been changed because Sony has finally said, oh, a lot of people are being pissed off because I guess they can't change their online ID name because every single name that they wanted couldn't be chosen. And we gave them a crappy suggestion name at the bottom that kind of rhymed with whatever they wanted. And then once they picked it, they couldn't change it, and then after a bit they're like, you know what, this sucks. So my online ID used to be KA293TE. Now I've changed it to my Instagram, which is BlackPearl9455. Yeah, and I tried putting Midnight Assassin 2003 down. They didn't let me. So yeah, but at least Sony is now letting their PlayStation players to change their online IDs. You can do it once for free, and then if you want to do it again, you got to pay $10. So pick your names wisely, guys. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Also, today is the 74th anniversary of World War II ending, and yesterday it was the 80th anniversary of it starting. World War II began on September 1st of 1939 after Hitler invaded Poland, and then ended 7 years later on September 2nd, 1945. So it's pretty crazy to think of how it started on September 1st and then ended 7 years later, but on the day after September 1st. So that's pretty crazy, and I find that pretty cool. So I just wanted to let you guys know. But anyway, let's talk about warships here. Also, another announcement: HMCS Haida did have a bunch of World of Warships guys come in. It's called the Anchors Away Tour. They've been touring all over the Yankee land there, and there's only one stop in Canada, and that was Haida, but they did get it wrong. They said Toronto, Canada. Haida used to be in Toronto up until 2002, 2003, and then she was moved to Hamilton. So they got that wrong, but still, it's nice to see that they visited Haida because she is known as a naval legend. If you guys do want to see anything like that, go on the YouTube or whatever like that and just type in HMCS Haida, and you'll see that World of Warships has called Haida a naval legend, and they did a whole video of Haida last year. Anyway, let's get to these ships here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test each ship and let you guys know, hey, this thing is cool and all that, and how it works. So we're starting off with the smallest, but yet one of my favorite German destroyers on the planet. It is the V-25. These destroyers are old. These particular ones here are World War I sort of destroyers here. So basically all my cruisers here, these are all from like 1911, 1912, 14, and so on. So we're not really in World War II just yet. But this game here, World of Warships Legends, has finally put in some pretty good German ships. Like, I mean, heck, they're pretty good. They just actually put the Grafspee in, which is a pocket battleship, and it's pretty nice. Not gonna lie, it's a decently nice ship that has Scharnhorst-like guns. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, so for these particular ships here, V-25s, well, there was a bunch of different ones made. This is just one of these particular vessels. They initially had, I think, like a few 1,000 of them. Well, no, not really, but close to that, in the hundreds, bit less, because they're small, so they were easy to make. They would class this thing as a torpedo boat, but then later on they saw it as a destroyer. So, yeah. So these particular ones here were launched in 1913, and they lost 62 of them in World War I. And then later on, after all that, they were then scrapped, or they were turned into something else, but most of them were probably scrapped. So these ships were light. They weighed only about 975 tons, so these were very, very light destroyers. They could weigh heavier, could weigh less, but pretty much all you have on here is just a U-boat deck gun, 2 torpedo tubes, a lifeboat, and a few things like that, and that's about it. So the ship's armament is extremely thin, and yeah. So this thing would be as long as probably a super yacht today. It's about 277.9 feet long, which is not bad. It had a crew of 87, and its armament consisted of 3 8.8 centimeters, or we could just say the 3.46 inch guns, or the L-45. So those would be sort of like a U-boat deck guns. And then she had 6 20-inch torpedoes, or 8 in total. And these things could carry float planes, but So, that's this ship. Now, I'm going to take it into battle, so we're kind of doing the same thing as what I did with the, what do you call it, the Flight Simulator X things, where I would review something, give you some historical information on it, and then yeah. So, let's go ahead and test this ship out. Okay guys, so, here we are. We are back in. Okay, so, here we go. So basically, about this particular destroyer here, what is good about it? I'm gonna say the good thing about this ship is the V-25 is known for its maneuverability and its speed, but these things can come at a price because these vessels are very thin armored. So it really depends on your captaining skills and things like that. So basically, I'd say the best things that I would do for this ship is all I'm going to do is torpedo. Because these ships here are so nimble and so fast that you can do torpedo runs very, very easily. Now, in other destroyers, because each ship has a different sort of feel to it, not every ship is going to be the same. Now, for here, it's kind of like a so-and-so deal, but it's not that hard. Torpedoing it's really just a skill that you can pick up. You gotta know how these work, though, the mechanics and everything, and time it as well. So here we got V-25, same class, and these guys fire torpedoes, and our torpedoes with these particular ships fire very quickly. But I'm gonna just shoot those out there, and okay, every single one of them hit him. Good. Oh yeah, and then my friend's torpedoes almost just hit me. Yeah, that's really nice. So that was a quick and easy run. He broadsided, and so did I, but I was able to fire just quickly enough. Okay, so now we got another ship here coming in. That's a cruiser. Now, this particular cruiser here, that's the, I can't even pronounce that name, but that's a lightly armored cruiser. So, if you're going to do a torpedo run, pick cruisers that look like they're going to have light armor. Japan's ships, especially destroyers, are extremely light armored, but the battleships are tough as nails. So, I'd just say, if you're going to go on a torpedo run, just do this, you know? especially for these particular ships here, because he's a lot slower than I am, and he's also going right into the torpedo trail, and boom, gone. So, yeah, that was actually really smooth. Okay, well that was actually really easy. All right, anyway, moving on. So, in the war, when these ships would go to fight, if you guys have ever heard of an S boat or a PT boat, those are torpedo boats there. This ship here was considered a torpedo boat until they're like, "Nein, it's a destroyer." So it's now a destroyer, but it used to be called a torpedo boat because of how small it is. This thing is only the size of a yacht, pretty much, like a big, long yacht. So it's not that bad. But this thing is so quick and so maneuverable that I'm able to torpedo ships with ease. I might do an advertisement for this ship. Now, you see, not every battle is going to be the same. I suck at this game, but you've seen me sink 3 ships already just with torpedoes alone. And you're probably saying, well, how the hell are you bad at this game if you just did that? I'm bad at this game some days. Not every day, but some days I suck, and I will be the first ship to get sunk. I promise you. So, that's that. But with this ship here, it's you know, it's a gamble pretty much. It's a 50-50, but also it's the same thing with every ship. It's always depending on if you're a good captain or not. If you get cocky and you think like you're the hot shit of the game, you're gonna get sunk easily. Like, I mean, you know, it's common sense. But if you focus and you try your best here to not get sunk, who knows, you might make it through. Now this is just a player versus AI battle because I only do I'll do that when I do reviews and videos of the ships. But if this was a standard battle, I'd probably be making a crap ton of credits by doing this and a lot of XP, but whatever. It's fine to show this because if this was a standard battle, it'd actually be a bit more difficult. So I prefer doing the battle versus the player versus AI sort of battle things when I do videos like this. Okay, so now I'm going after this dude. He's got torpedoes. I'm gonna get torpedoed. No. Okay, I was hitting the ass. Oh boy. Okay, we're flooding. Okay, let's just fix that. There we go. Yeah, you see now that. Okay, I got cocky there. I got cocky there. If you couldn't tell. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not good. I mean, it's still floating, which is shocking. And my propulsion system isn't down, but hey, I sunk him at least. Even though I only have 157 health left. Oh dear. Alright, well that's grand, I guess. I don't know if I should engage in any other ship, because if I do that I'm gonna get sunk. So now I'm just gonna patrol around and wait for something. I mean, there's only one ship left, and it is a cruiser, so... But I've sunken most of the ships already, so I mean, you know, I gotta let my teammates kill them. Oh, there he is. Jeez, that's very far away. He's about 10 kilometers out. Yeah, I don't know if I can make it over there, because there's a cruiser just over there, so he's probably gonna sink him. And then there go the projectiles. So yeah, basically I can do the rate now if you guys want. So for this destroyer, I'm gonna rate it probably just a solid like a solid 7 out of 10. Maybe a bit higher, maybe like an 8 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10. Reason is because this ship here will get you a hell of a lot of experience, XP, etc. Only if you're a good captain. But this ship here is very good, and I love the detail of it too. These are one of my favorite destroyers on the planet, and I'm very happy that Wargaming has put this into the console game. Yay! So, I'm happy about that. So, if you guys want, I would recommend this ship. And if you're an experienced destroyer captain, go for it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say, and boom, we win. Haha. Let's see, how do we do? Victorious, yippee. Now you see, if that was a standard battle, I'd have a lot more XP than that, so. But, that was that. Alright, so, here we are, with our next ship. This is the German cruiser, the Dresden. I actually decided to do a, a little kind of clip. So this is a clip of me fighting in with this ship here. I just find this easier to do, and I'm using SHAREfactory for this, as you guys probably saw from the title there in the start. So anyway, I'm going to give you guys some historical info about this beautiful cruiser here. So this is the first ship that you will get from the German tech tree. So this is the SMS, or KMS as I would say, Dresden. There were initially two. There was only two of these particular cruisers built, and they were built between 1906 and 1909, and were in service from 1909 to 1915. So there was basically both of them were sunk. Sucks, sadly. So let's get to how much this thing weighs. So the Dresden weighs normally 3,664 tons, or 3,664 tons. Her fully loaded tons, though, is 4,268 tons totally. She has four turbines powering four shafts powering two steam turbines, and she has 15,000 horsepower, which is pretty good. She has a top speed of about 28 miles per hour, or 24 knots. It's pretty good. It's about around the same speed as my bike. She has a total of 343 men, 18 officers on board as well, and her armament consists of 10 of these 4-inch SKL-40 guns, which are the ones that you see are firing there. And her other armament here consists of 8 2-inch SKL-55 guns. Those are her secondary armament. And then for her offensive armament here, she has two 17.7-inch torpedo tubes, and has about 3-inch deck armor plating, which is pretty good. So that's basically this ship. So seeing it in battle, it's very good. It's a good cruiser, and it's very armored as well. This thing takes a lot to sink. So as we see, I have sunken one destroyer, one ship already, well, it's pretty good. So this is a very good ship to start off with. Now, right now I am using a camouflage for this, but that's totally fine. Camos or not, ship will still kick ass. This is one of my favorite German cruisers from this particular tech tree here. In World of Warships on PC, I think you also start with a cruiser like this. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think you do. I haven't played the PC version in a long time, so yeah. But this is the one that you get when you first start off with the German tech tree, and it's a beautiful ship all in all. And I would definitely give this ship another 8.5 out of 10 because it has amazing armor, and it's just a very beautiful looking ship. It's strong, it's fast, pretty maneuverable for a ship of this size, and so forth. So this is a very good starting ship to have if you guys like German tech trees or just like the German ships. You guys are going to find this to be a very good ship to use. Now, granted, it is a cruiser, and it's not the most armored thing out there, so I mean, you will get occasionally sunk every now and then, but otherwise, it's still a good ship. I mean, you know, it's just a great vessel, so that's why I would recommend using this ship. And then there's 3 others. There's the Kohlberg and then the Karlsruhe that I have so far. I'm going to be working on that, but soon enough I'll be working on other ships, which would be the Japan tech tree, or Japanese tech tree, so that's going to be kind of like the next sort of video I'm going to be working on, is that one. So I'm going to be reviewing all of my Japanese ships and seeing if I can fit enough of them into a entire kind of video, so all the clips that I have. So these are all clips, along with the other one as well, so those are all clips there. And I kind of pretended like I wasn't really, like I was pretending like the one with the V25, I was pretending that wasn't a clip. It was, so yeah. But, that's fine. So yeah, this battle was easily won here. I just had to finish him off, I think, yeah, and then there we go. So that was that. And we won. Very nice. And then the next clip is very short. It's about 3 minutes and 43 seconds long. It was the quickest battle I ever had. And here it is. This is the cruiser Kohlberg, which is our next ship here. So this is the ship that you get after what do you call it? The Dresden. So this ship here is another oldie, and this is another kick-ass ship. Germany does not mess around when they're building ships. A good example of that was Bismarck and Tirpitz. Bismarck was the biggest battleship on the planet in 1941, weighing 55,000 tons, and had a length of about 40 feet long, but it was 30 feet wider than Titanic and was just a little bit shorter, but it was so massive, so heavily armored, it weighed twice as much as Titanic did. Titanic weighed 48,000 tons, or 45,000 tons. Bismarck weighed twice that. So anyway, the Kohlberg was preceded by the Dresden class cruiser, and these ships were in commissions from 1909 to 1927. So there was originally 4 of these ships in a series, or in a class. 2 of them were lost and 2 of them were scrapped. So they're no longer in existence, sadly, but they're still pretty nice. So this ship is classed as a light cruiser. Although I wouldn't really say this thing is a light cruiser, because it's very armored and will destroy many things in its path. Anyway, so these ships here weigh about, fully loaded, they weigh 4,837 tons. The ship was about 428 feet long, and it had 19,000 horsepower with 15 boilers. It's pretty good. So this is a steam-powered vessel. It has 4 screw propellers and 4 steam turbines, and has a top speed of about 25.5 knots, or 29.3 miles per hour. It's pretty fast. This vessel can go at a range of about 3,500 nautical miles at 26 to 16 knots. 26 knots, or 26 kilometers per hour. Sorry. 16 miles per hour. Whoops. So the ship had a complement of 367 men in total. It's pretty good. And her armament consisted of 12 4.1-inch guns, which are the main batteries that you see firing off here. She also has 2 of these 17.7-inch torpedo tubes, which was on the Dresden as well. She also has 4 2-inch guns, which would be one of her secondary armaments that fire off. And then her armor deck plating is about 1.57 inches. Not that good, because her deck is made of wood, but it's okay nonetheless. So that is the Kohlberg's sort of background, history, and so forth. So in this fight here, she does perform very good. I was hit in the ass by a torpedo tube, so that really just, kind of sliced my armor in half, but that's okay, because it's still floating, and it's still beating the hell out of everything it sees. So this fight, as you can see, is very, very short-lived. And yeah, but she still proved very good. So I would rate her a 7.5 out of 10 for armament and firepower. So that was that. So now we're moving on to the very last ship, which is going to be the, I think this is the, let's see, yeah, this is the Shaloo. So this is the third cruiser that you get from the German tech tree, and this thing is a very good ship. I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong, though. I think it's the Shaloo, or whatever the fuck the name is. Anyway, so here she is in all of her glory. So this is a beautiful cruiser, not gonna lie. I like it a lot. So this is now a new, kind of like a newer sort of cruiser, and very good. It's a very good ship. It's fast, and it's got a hell of a lot of firepower. So let's get on to it. So she was laid down in 1911, or November. She was initially launched on the 11th of November 1912 and commissioned on the 15th of January 1914. She was sunk on the 4th of November 1914, and she's in the class of the Shaloo class cruiser. So there was initially quite a few of these in a series as well. So there was definitely more than one of these. But this was the very first one out of them to be launched. In total, she weighs 6,093 tons, and her propulsion is 2 steam turbines, or turbine engines, sorry. She has 26,000 horsepower and has 14 water tube boilers. She can go at a top speed of about 29.3 kilometers per hour, which is not bad. It's pretty good. Or knots, sorry. So that would make her going 33.7 miles per hour. That's a fast ship. That's very good. And she only has 2 screw propellers, so this is pretty impressive for a ship of this size to be going at that speed. Anyway, she has in total 355 enlisted crew members and has 18 officers on board. And her armament consists of 12 10.5 centimeter SKL-45 guns and 2 20-inch torpedo tubes. And she also has 120 mines or depth charges. It's pretty good. And her armament, well, her armor basically. So her armor belt, sorry, is about 60 millimeters or 2.4 inches. Her deck is 60 millimeters as well. So her deck is not made of wood; it is steel. And the conning tower is about 3.9 inches of steel plating. So that's pretty good. So not bad for this ship here. So this is the last one that I'll be reviewing here. Now I'm going to give the review off right now. This ship deserves a 9 out of 10. For me at least. Now this is in my personal opinion. The reason why I'm giving the ship such a high sort of rating is because of its overall performance. This ship in the game is extremely good. It's fast. It's armored. This thing will protect you, not against everything though, but this thing can take a few torpedo hits and quite a bit of shells as well. So this thing should carry you home at least after a few battles. And this is on a standard battle as well, so I'm facing against online people instead of AI, so it's different here. That's why I got camouflage on. But yeah, so you get, you can get your HE shells and AP shells. I would prefer the AP shells though. The HE shells are not as good as they would be, so just go with armor piercing. You can use a HE though if you wish to, but I stick with armor piercing for this ship particularly, because the more shells that are flying out, you can easily hit a citadel with this thing. But this ship will push on, and it will eliminate a lot of enemy ships off the face of the earth. That's why I like to use this ship, and I just recently got it, and I've been using it a few times, and I enjoy it. It's a good ship, so I do recommend you guys getting this. So even though it might take a little bit for you guys to get, that's okay. The grind is worth it. I mean, you know, just do a bunch of standard battles, because those will actually get you the more experience and HP and all that kind of stuff. Well, not HP, but XP and all that. Because a standard, so a standard battle will get you more, but a battle forces AI, that's not really going to get you far. I think that's only there just for players to kind of practice and learn the mechanics of their ships. So that's usually why I play in those whenever I get a new ship, so I can practice it, see how it performs and everything, and then when I'm ready, take it out to the actual arena and start fighting. And this ship surprised me, actually, because, you know, it sunk a crap load of things off the bat, and it took a lot of beating, too. This thing is the P47 Thunderbolt in ship form, basically. If you guys don't know what the P47 is, the P47 was an American aircraft that was a tank with wings. It was fat. This was a 9-ton aircraft, but it took so much punishment, it was insane. Germans got pissed off at how many times they failed and ran out of ammunition trying to shoot one of these things down. They were nicknamed a jug because if it was rolled over, it looked like a jug. And those things would carry 500-pound bombs and a crap ton of rockets and just shit tons of, you know, bullets and everything. Those planes were tough, and they were built that way because good old Yankee land. So, yeah, this cruiser here is basically the P47 Thunderbolt in ship German form, sort of. But yeah, so this is a very good ship, and it's worth the grind. But once I do get my hands on a few more good German cruisers, because there are a few more ahead, there is the Kohlberg, which is another, I think it's another sort of German cruiser. More modern, though, so that's coming up. Hopefully soon enough, though, when I can. But yeah, these ones here, I do recommend them. They will get you through a fight if you know how to use them. It's not going to work if you're like, I'm going to ram this motherfucker. No. Now this ship, you can use it to ram, but you see, you're going to cut half of your armor off, because if you do that, not only is ramming going to kill you, or just seriously damage the ship, it's also going to just mess you up. I mean, you can ram into things, such as a destroyer, for example. Now that might kill him, but it would definitely damage you. But if you ram into a battleship or a cruiser of this same class, or even lower, you're gonna get sunk, because, you know, these things weren't built to ram, even though they look like it, because they have a dreadnought sort of looking bow. Now the dreadnought battleship, now that thing was built to ram, because its bow was like, you know, but for these, no. These ships here were made to attack cruisers of same class or lower, and destroyers as well. And these ships were also used for patrol duties. Now, on the other clips I did mention, those ships have torpedoes. When they don't, this one has torpedoes. Like, this is when you're going to start using torpedoes for cruisers. The other ones didn't have torpedoes, although I said they did. It's for low tier things, so don't worry about it, it's fine. But yeah, so basically this ship performed really well. Although it took a pretty good beating, it still managed to get me through the fight. So I would recommend this ship. And also, if you guys can, make sure that you guys do leave a like. Hit the subscribe button there so you do not miss out on any new videos coming out. Since school's starting, I'm not really going to be able to make as much videos as I can, but I'll try my best. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Hope you guys all have a great school year, rest of your summer. Take care.